When one reflects upon the Godzilla movies of the 60s and 70s, a playful grin can easily form on a person's face. Even a movie like Son of Godzilla possesses a kind of charm to its cheesiness. That's a movie where you can drink a few beers, have a few laughs, and pass out halfway through it on a Sunday afternoon. Then there's Godzilla, Planet of the Monsters, where the fun and campiness are replaced by misery and despair. If you ever wanted to see Godzilla win, then here it is. This isn't the Godzilla you can get behind, though. This Godzilla is a horrendously overpowered deliverer of the apocalypse. Mother Earth becomes Godzilla's bitch, and the human race clings to existence by escaping to the stars. It's not only humans, though. An alien race, the X-Sif, also flee the end of the world. They wished to end the terror of Godzilla and convert humanity to their religion, but the X-Sif couldn't succeed against such an overwhelming foe. Even an alien race called the Saludo try to help, seeking to also inhabit the Earth after losing their home to a black hole. Like the X-Sif, the Saludo couldn't put a dent in Godzilla. That's insane! You've got Godzilla not only bullying over the people of Earth, but two additional alien races. I'll quickly mention this movie's musical score as I compare it to an old classic Star Wars. To fit the movie's somber tone, there's a lot of silence behind the dialogue. But the orchestral score is appropriate when active. The computer-generated movement, while choppy at times, is perfectly adequate and I dare say pretty good during action sequences. Speaking of action, there's not a thrilling roller coaster ride to be had here. Much of the movie takes place in outer space, and a lot of talking is to be endured before things start happening. As a person who enjoys to see stories fleshed out, even I think the first half of Godzilla Planet of the Monsters is a tad boring. I wouldn't call it Yon City or Snoresville, although I can imagine some people growing disinterested from the movie's slow pace. I personally like the movie's main character, Haruo Sakaki, but I have to admit he's cool by default. I mean, he's like the one guy ambitious enough to want to take the Earth back. Everyone else is kind of aloof regarding a course of action. They almost seem content in floating through space until their space vessel runs out of food and oxygen. But as Haruo Sakaki points out, Godzilla didn't just rob people of their home, he stole their souls in a way. So you might be thinking that since Godzilla's computer generated, he can pull off plenty of crazy maneuvers. No, Godzilla's like a big lumbering golem. Godzilla's body is so muscular and bulky because the creative team wished to be realistic with how a creature of such magnitude could support its own weight. At least, they didn't decide to make him look like an iguana. Godzilla's atomic breath makes up for his lack of mobility, by the way. It fires like a laser beam that extends as far as the eye can see. That's pretty cool. Godzilla also doesn't need to dodge attacks because his body produces a protective shield to nullify damage. And even if Godzilla does take a big hit, his body begins to instantly repair itself. Yeah, a damn near invincible monster to hurt, much less kill. I like Godzilla Planet of the Monsters, but you could say it's a Godzilla movie in name only because the whole thing feels like a dystopian future type of anime with the king of monsters thrown in to serve as an impossible obstacle to overcome. I don't know if I'd recommend this to a fan of the live-action Godzilla movies, but I'd recommend it to a connoisseur of anime or even a science fiction junkie.